Hello Foods 1. Today we're going to go over protein. Hopefully you did the assignment on Tuesday and read the PDF that kind of explained the different types of protein a little bit. We're going to go a little bit more in detail today, and then you're going to figure out how much protein you should be eating every day and create a meal plan based on that calculation. So what I want you to remember is that protein's number one function is to build and repair body tissue. Now, we often think of needing protein just for our muscles, but all of your body tissues need protein. Your hair, your fingernails, your blood, your skin, everything needs protein. So it's not just for muscles. It's super important that you are getting protein every day to build and repair all of the tissues in your body. So don't just think that it's for muscles. Now, there are 4 calories per gram. So if you eat 6 grams of protein, you're going to times 6 by 4 calories, and that's 24 calories that you've eaten. It's the same as carbohydrates. Now, what proteins are made up of is amino acids. And I want you to think of those as like the building blocks of protein or Legos. All right, you combine them together and they make up protein. So if you look at this protein structure, you can see that it's just a sequence of those amino acids that give us protein. Now, there are 22 amino acids in total, and 9 of them are essential. That means they have to be eaten. Now, we get essential amino acids mainly from animal products. So meat, poultry, seafood, cheese, yogurt, eggs, all of those dairy foods. There are a couple of plant sources like soy. So things that are made with soy like tofu, tempeh, edamame, soy nuts, those are complete. Quinoa is also a complete protein to some people, but it's not as high as soy and animal products. So some people don't consider quinoa a complete protein or an essential protein. All right, the remaining amino acids your body can make on its own. But we get those also from plants like grains, nuts, seeds, rice, and wheat. And your body can rearrange them and make what it needs. Right, they can be really high in protein, like beans are very, very high in protein, but they're lacking one or more of the essential amino acids, and so we call them incomplete proteins. So I want you to remember, complete proteins contain the 9 essential amino acids, the ones that you have to eat. Your body can't rearrange them to make it. So those come from animal products, tofu, and maybe quinoa, if you kind of think that it's a complete protein. Incomplete proteins are missing one or more of those essential amino acids, and those strictly just come from plants. Now, if you are a vegetarian or a strict vegan, you can combine proteins to make what we call complementary proteins. So when you combine them, you can make sure that you're getting all of the essential amino acids. So there are a couple of kind of guidelines. So whenever you combine a seed and a bean, when you combine a grain and a nut. So an example of that one is peanut butter on whole wheat bread. If you eat a PB&J on whole wheat bread, that gives you a complete protein. When you combine grains and beans, and this one is probably the easiest one that we do, and we do often. All right, so when you eat red beans and rice, or Spanish rice and refried beans, or if you eat chili and add a whole wheat roll. It's the one that we do and we don't even realize that when we combine those incomplete proteins, we're making those complementary proteins that then get us all of the essential amino acids. All right, what kind of determines your protein needs? Or first, your age. The younger you are, the more protein you need because your body's growing and it needs to build. Your gender. Typically, males need more protein than females. Okay, your general health. If you're sick, injured, or stressed, you are going to need more protein than if you're basically healthy because your body has to build and repair those injuries. Your immune system all require protein. And then the quality of proteins you're currently eating. If you're not eating a lot of animal products and you didn't realize that you need to combine plant sources in a specific way, then you probably are lacking in protein and you need to kind of build it up again. So make sure you're if you are a vegetarian or vegan, you're making very conscious decisions on which proteins you're getting. All right, My Plate and the dietary guidelines have 2 kind of rules for protein. They want you to keep your portions small and lean. So keep your portions small. Like if you eat a piece of meat or chicken, it should be about the size of your palm, or think a deck of playing cards. And then lean means that it's lower in fat. Like trim off any visible fat so that you're not eating too much. And then also include 8 ounces of seafood a week. I know that's hard because we live in Utah and we don't have access to great seafood, but if you can just incorporate seafood once a week, there are lots of benefits to having a diet that's rich in seafood. All right, what I want you to do is you're going to multiply your weight by your activity factor, and this is going to tell us how much protein you should be eating every day. So, the activity factor is as follows. If you are kind of sedentary, you don't do a lot of exercise, then it is 0.4 grams. If you have light daily muscle use, it's 0.5 grams. And if you are a runner or into heavy sports like football, baseball, basketball, soccer, all of those kinds of things, then you get to kind of decide how like active you are. You're either gonna times it by 0.6 or 0.9. So here's kind of an example. You're going to take your body weight and then times it by these protein factors, how active you are. Right? So an example is if you weigh 150 pounds and you think you use light daily muscle, you're going to times that by 0.5, and that gives you 75 grams of protein. Right? So I want you to go to the worksheet, figure out your protein needs based on your weight and your activity factor, and then there's a link to a PDF that has the grams of protein in everyday foods, and I want you to create a meal plan that will get you to the amount of protein you need per day. And you get extra credit if you do include seafood in one part, like either at lunch or at dinner. So have a great day. I will talk to you guys again next week.